Now, it hasn't raced as yet. At what stage of preparation are we talking with ready to run?
Okay, he's also just come back in, real fresh. He came back in on Friday. He's had a long break, 3 months out of the paddock. He had a bleed, an internal bleed, and he copped a 3-month ban from racing because of that. So he's had his long spell. He's recovered. Seems to have recovered well. Been in pre-training for a good 5 or 6 weeks, and you know, all the signs are well so far. So he's back in work. He's going to receive all the right treatment to make sure that it hopefully doesn't happen again. And you know, he's still got probably 4 to 6 weeks before we see him trial, I imagine.
When I get Jared up here later on, I'll ask him about horses that do bleed. Now, for those who don't know too much about it, it's unfortunately that they do bleed. A lot of horses will bleed internally, but the issue is when they bleed externally. First time they do it, they get an automatic 3-month ban. The second time they do it, they're obviously retired from racing. It is risky, but it can be managed. And I'll talk with Joe more about that a little bit later on. So you've got a bit more of an understanding of what it actually means and what's involved with training a horse and obviously changing their routine. It can be a little bit of their diet, the way they're worked, but you can manage it quite well. But physically, he looks in terrific order.
Yeah, definitely. He's still carrying a lot of condition. He's always a good doer. So he did have a long time out in the paddock, but he's looking well. You know, this may have been a blessing in disguise, the extra time out to give him time to mature and develop. So he's looking great, and you know, fingers crossed we don't see a repeat and see a race this time.
Who's in charge of naming Ready to Run? Because it sounds like a strong name, Ready to Run.
Yeah, it's a great name. We were a bit surprised that it was available.
Occasionally I get the call from barrier trials and sit in a little studio, and getting names right, pronouncing them can be tragic. And I'm sure I slaughter a few every now and then, but they've made it nice and simple for me.
Yeah, nice and simple. I guess before a race, sometimes the race caller does go Ready to Run, so he might get a few more mentions than some of the other horses before a race.
All right, any owners here today Ready to Run? Yep. Yeah.